Hello, Keith Rucker here at VintageMachinery.org. Guys, today I am actually on the road as part of my big road trip that Clark Easterling and I are taking all over the Northeast and so forth as part of my ArnFest trip this year that I shared with you guys a couple of weeks ago. And I wanted to get a quick video out just simply because, mainly because I've been getting a ton of questions and emails and everything else about the hurricane situation. Now, the hurricane that came across through Florida and Georgia and up through the Carolinas this past week, whenever I left to go on my trip, they were talking about a hurricane brewing down there, but it hadn't really developed into a storm. They didn't even know the path it was going to take yet. And so I took off really not worrying about it too much. As it turns out, that storm turned into a monster, and it actually tracked pretty much right over my house in south central Georgia. The eye wall, we were literally right on the edge of the eye wall when it went over. Now we're about I don't know, I'm just gonna say 120 miles inland. So normally when hurricanes come through our area, by the time it gets that far inland, it's lost a lot of its wind, it's lost a lot of its, maybe not so much rain. We get a lot of rain out of it. We get some wind, but usually not too bad. This storm, because it was just so powerful and moving so fast that even by the time it got over us, we were getting 70, 80 mile per hour winds. So hurricane force winds. And the way it tracked, we were just to the western side of the eye wall. I mean, the eye wall literally passed right over us. So we really kind of caught the brunt of it. Again, I was not at home. My wife was at home. She was a trooper. Fortunately, good news is, guys, everybody's okay. You know, we lost about 15, 20 trees in the yard, best I can tell, big pine trees that got blown over in the storm. None of them landed on the house or across driveways or anything like that to cause any major problems. We did lose some shingles on the house, and that's about the extent of the structural damage. And if you want to count that, it's really not structural damage, it's just damage to the roof. I was able to call a friend, and he came over and got some tarps up on the house. Don't even know that we really needed them, but just be on the safe side. Probably going to have to put a new roof on my house, but you know, we were needing to put a new roof on the house anyway. That roof was probably about 20, 25 years old, and it was getting to the point where it was needing to be replaced. So, you know, not the end of the world. We did lose power. The power was out for probably about 3 days. I talked to my wife, and the power has come back on now. We did have a backup generator that we were able to plug into the house and use. Portable generator that we were able to feed into the house. So it wasn't like a whole house generator, but enough to keep the bare minimums going and make it comfortable for my wife, or somewhat comfortable for my wife. It was a little bit iffy that morning after the storm. I was trying to get in touch with my wife and couldn't get a hold of her. Our cell service in our area is not the greatest in the world, and was not able to get a hold of her without having Wi-Fi at the house. We really have difficulty using our cell phones, and of course with the power out and the internet out, it made communications difficult. My oldest daughter, I was able to get a hold of her and to confirm that she was okay. I got a hold of my in-laws and found out kind of secondhand that my youngest daughter was okay. I didn't get a chance to talk to her right away, but my oldest daughter had to go out and check on my wife. Her and her husband, they had to drive, I don't know how many different roads to finally be able to get kind of back there to her, because there were trees blocking the roads and power lines down and power poles down. But eventually they actually weren't able to get all the way to her, but they got up to where a tree was blocking the road. And as it turned out, my wife was actually coming the other way trying to get to town, and they were able to at least lay eyes on each other and talk and confirm, get back to me later on that everybody was okay. But bottom line, you know, I got a big mess to clean up when I get home. You know, we're gonna have to do some work around the house, but in the grand scheme of things, guys, everything's fine, everything's safe, everything's good. You know, nobody was hurt, and there was nothing of significant damage done that's, you know, causing us to have to move out of the house or anything like that. So it's nothing that can't be fixed. So there you go. That's the hurricane update. I apologize that we did not have a video on Monday. I actually, in my mind, thought that I had a video uploaded and ready to go, but then I realized after it was too late that I didn't, and I actually got a video I need to get edited and uploaded while I'm on the road, and it just hasn't happened. I haven't had the time. So hopefully we'll have some more videos for you coming here pretty soon. Tonight, while I'm filming this, we're actually in, what is this, Westfield, Massachusetts. I've already been to the St. Louis area. We've been to Minneapolis, went to the Minneapolis Streetcar Museum, drove over to Milwaukee. I got to visit with Ron Grundy with Kearney Trekker. Used to work with them. We went down to Union, Illinois, to the Illinois Railway Museum for the ARNFest event. Then from there, headed over to Cleveland, Ohio. We got to visit the USS Cod, got a personal tour of the USS Cod, and got to shoot some video on their YouTube channel on the Cod, so that was kind of cool. I got to visit the Midwest Railway Preservation Society there in Cleveland, and I got to shoot a little bit of video there that I'll probably be editing and putting up at some point in time. Okay, so from Cleveland, we kind of drove to Auburn, New York for our meet and greet. We had a couple of stops along the way. We had to pick up some equipment and things on that trip through, but went to Auburn, New York last night, had a really great meet and greet with a bunch of people that came out at Fred Kerr's shop. Fred has an amazing shop full of all kinds of vintage machinery. Really enjoyed getting to visit with Fred and getting to visit with the viewers that were able to come out for the meet and greet. That was a really, really good time. And then today we left Auburn, New York, and we went down to East Durham, New York. I got to visit with Jimmy DiResta, who we built the bandsaw for. I got to see that in action, see that in his shop. I got a little video clip from that. In fact, yeah, we'll probably put that in a future video, but got to do that. Right now, again, we're in Westfield, Massachusetts. From here, tomorrow we're going to be visiting Keith Finner at Turn Right Machine Works, another YouTuber. Then spending, going over to the New London, Connecticut area, Mystic, Connecticut area. Going to visit the Mystic Seaport Museum and the U.S. Submarine Museum there at the Submarine School. Then over to New York City to a foundry there that's still an active foundry. We're going to get to take a tour of that. And then to Pennsylvania to make a couple more stops. We got to stop off on another railroad there, as well as visit Cattail Foundry, Amish Foundry, and then probably start heading home. And I don't know exactly what route we're going to take home, because we were planning on coming down kind of through the Appalachians, which were flooded out from the hurricane. We actually were planning on going to Asheville, North Carolina, which is pretty much inaccessible right now because of the hurricane. So we're going to have to figure out a route to get back home to avoid all that damage and everything from the hurricane and get back home. I got to go to Mississippi, drop Clark off, and then come back home. I should be back home in about a week from when I'm filming this. Yeah, it's been a great trip so far. I've really enjoyed it, but I'm also kind of anxious to get back in the shop, kind of lay up my eyes on my property and kind of get a better idea of what all I'm going to have to do to get things cleaned up and get to work on that, as well as get back to work in the shop making videos after being on the road for 2 long weeks. So anyway, just wanted to follow up with you guys, just get that information out. Again, lots of folks sending messages, worried, particularly when I didn't have the video out on Monday. They got really worried, and again, that was not by plan. That was my fault. I screwed up. I really thought I had a video uploaded and ready to go in my mind, but didn't. Sorry. But anyway, there you go. I'm not perfect, far from it. So with that, guys, just wanted to do that quick update. I know it's a little bit different from my normal content, but mainly just wanted to give you guys an update on the hurricane and let you know we're all safe, we're all okay, and all is good, because I know a lot of you guys were worried about that, and really do appreciate the folks that did reach out. With that, we are going to sign off. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Thumbs up, comments, leave them down below, and we're going to get out of here, get back on the road, get on this road trip, get it finished up, and have some more fun before we get back to the house and have to get back to work. So with that, we'll sign off. We'll catch you on the next video again. Thanks for watching.